So today I'm here to talk to you all about mental health disabilities and suicide. Unfortunately, suicide has been climbing and rising in our communities, to our friends and loved ones, due to mental health disabilities. Fortunate enough, that is causing us to talk about the severity of this much more. We are seeing many celebrities raising awareness, opening up foundations. We are seeing it on our news, our social media, our radios, and we are getting so many people telling their own personal stories and battles with mental health disabilities. I think it's brave of them. I think it's great that we are now taking action and educating our people and our community about this very serious matter. We tend to hear about a loved one committing suicide or someone we know committing suicide, and we're left to think, what could we have done? Or what were they going through? But if we take action we before that it gets to that point, then we necessarily won't have to be left with those kind of questions. Um, Mental health disability is something that I battle with every day. Some people know it, some people don't. I was diagnosed with manic depression, at a very, very early age. I was diagnosed with poor impulse control at a very, very early age. Um, because of the way I was raised and some of the situations that I was brought into growing up and even as an adult, I suffer from anger as well. Um, Mental health disability can tend to be confused or automatically considered that the person is crazy. Sometimes we need to step back and realize that everyone has issues, but someone suffering with a mental health disability, it may be a little more difficult for them to deal with things and process things than it would be for someone who may not have a severe mental health disability. This is a very serious illness that we tend to be very ignorant to at times, or even just close minded to and try to just bury it and not deal with it. There are people out there are dealing with some serious illnesses mentally that need help, but they tend to not want to admit that they have a problem, or they feel afraid to ask for help because they're automatically going to assume they feel like people are going to just tell them pray it away or that they're crazy. Me personally, now we're going to talk about me. Me personally, my mental health battle has been a lifelong journey. I have been considered crazy most of my life. I have been made to feel unworthy. I have been made to feel like I am not worth anything. Um, it's very lonely sometimes to deal with something like this, because on one hand you don't really want to make people aware that you have something like this, because it's an insecurity. On the other hand, it's a mental health disability. It pops out and people see it and people know about it, and now you feel like everyone knows. So either A, you shy away and seclude yourself so that you don't have to worry about nobody knowing about your problem, or I don't know. Sometimes for me, it's difficult. It's hard to explain it. Me being someone who deals with this on a daily basis, I must say it's very difficult. I have been down the road of suicide. Thankfully enough, I'm still here, but I have attempted suicide in my life more than once. Um, I have had days, months, and weeks where I'm sitting here wishing I was dead, but wouldn't actually want to commit the action, but felt pretty much like I want to die. That's happened to me more frequent than actually committing, which I think is really sad when you get to that dark place and you're lonely and you feel like you have people around you, but no one hears you, no one cares. Ideally, you don't want to bother anybody with your issues. You feel like nobody cares. Everybody has their own life. No one wants to deal with your issues. People think, oh, here we go with his drama again. Um, so you tend to just keep it to yourself, and it balls up, and then you just feel like, well, maybe I'm better off dead. Um, it's hard having this kind of disability. Um, I like to consider myself pretty happy most of the time. I like to consider myself a good person, a fun, outgoing person. But my mental health disability tends to take over me. Now, when I say mental health disability, I'm using that term right here, right now, because I'm letting everybody know, yes, I have a mental health disability. Now, outside of this video, no, I don't walk around here saying, oh, I have a mental health disability. Excuse me. No, I don't excuse my behaviors by the fact that I have a mental health disability. I am still accountable for my behaviors. I still work on me to try to better myself and be better than my mental health disability. But at the end of the day, I have one, and I have to put in the work to make sure that my mental health disability does not overtake me and mess up relationships or mess up opportunities in my life. Um, so that's the thing that you have to do. Some people are stronger, some people are weaker. We never know what a person is going through. We listen to hearsay. We take a little situation that a person has been through and we turn it into who they are. And we pass that on to the next person, the next person, the next person. And now everybody, you know, people that don't even know you just by hearsay have categorized you or put you in this box, and they don't even know you. That's been the story of my life. I've been that person where people just automatically I have been the crazy person pretty much my whole life. And when I say that's from friends, from family members, from people that I even consider friends today, um, that's me, the crazy person. And it's very depressing. It's very sad. It makes me feel very unworthy, very unloved, very unvalued. Um, Especially when I'm the kind of person who is always loyal to anybody that I care about, my friends, to my work. You know, it's hard to backtrack a well, excuse me, not backtrack, but people tend to remember something from your past. If I've done something in the past, you know, now it's like they constantly remind you of that, or that's all they constantly remember. And when you're trying to move forward, you don't want to be reminded of your past. You want to move forward. And people tend to remind you of your past or expect that because you did something this way 5 years ago, that's what you're going to do today. It's very frustrating, especially when, again, I am somebody who, despite the fact that I suffer from depression, from poor impulse control, from anger every day. When I say I suffer from that every day, because that is something that is a mental chemical imbalance in my brain, okay? 9 times out of 10, it's not going away. It can be treated and it can be trained for me to handle it better. but it will always be there. It's the same. Your brain is an organ. Okay, I've learned that there are different types of depression. There's chemical and there's circumstantial. I suffer from both. I've had a lot of trauma in my life, but I was also born with these mental health disabilities. So I suffer from both. So with your brain being an organ, you need to, if it's sick, you need to treat it. Praying can only do but so much. Cancer. If you have cancer, you pray for the best, you hope for the best, but you still have to treat it. It's the same thing. Your brain is an organ. If you have a mental health disability, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to go out and seek help. If you have to take medication to treat it, treat it. I have taken medication in my life to treat my illness. I go to therapy. To this day, I'm in therapy. To this very day, I'm in therapy. People are ashamed to ask for help. There's no shame in asking for help. I think if you ask for help, you are brave, you are bold, you are taking control of your life. No one is going to care about you more than you. You have to take care of you. I have spent most of my life worrying about what people think about me, what people feel about me. That's the other part that's depressing, because the more and more I worried about people caring about me, the more and more alone I felt. So last year I lost my mother, and it really changed a lot in my life. This year I've been dedicating myself to taking care of my father. But I've also been really learning to know me, to take care of me, to better me. Because I've realized that at the end of the day, all I have is me. I can't make people like me. I can't make people accept me. I can't be mad if they don't. I can't make people support me. I can't make people celebrate me. I can't make people hire me. I can't make people be my friend. I can't make people do anything that they don't want to do. But at the end of the day, I have to learn to be happy with myself and accept myself. So I'm here with this video for anyone suffering with the mental health disability to let you know that yes, it gets dark, it gets cold, it gets lonely, but it is not the end. Okay, it's not the end. You are not alone in this. You are not alone. There are several people out here in this world who suffer from mental health disabilities. Suicide does not have to be your end. Believe me, I know, I've been there, I've wanted it. Like I said, there have been days where I've spent every day. There have been days where I'm driving down the street and I just want to throw my car off a bridge. Or I'm just thinking of different ways that I could kill myself or that it could happen. Because I'm just so unhappy with life and I feel alone and I feel like I have no one to talk to. But it does not have to be your end. It does not have to be your end. I'm a prime example of someone who suffers with these disabilities, who has constantly suffered with these disabilities for my whole entire life. I've been made feel weird. I am awkward. I'm a very awkward person. I'm not the most coolest person. I'm not the most down person. I'm just me. I'm Alberto. That's it. Some people get it, some people don't. Some people like me, some people don't. It's been a hard pill to swallow with trying to accept that. But at the end of the day, I'm me, and I'm learning to love and accept me and know that I'm worth something. I'm still here for a reason. I haven't been through all that I've been through in my life to be here. So, suicide is not an option for me. Even on my darkest days when I feel it, I just can't do it. And you don't have to either. And after watching this video, if you feel like you have no one else to turn to me. Because who better to understand what you're going through than someone else going through it? We can all help each other. But But I think that we need to continue raising awareness on mental health disability, talking about it, reaching out to other people, letting them know I'm here to listen. Let them know it's okay. If a person needs to vent, scream, cry, whatever, tell you how they feel, let them know it's okay. Because sometimes that's all a person needs. Educate them on or help them find programs or therapists that can help them, medications that can help them. Let them know it's okay to not be okay. That's what we have to teach everybody. It's okay to not be okay. We don't have to have it all together all the time. We don't have to have it together all the time. So I say this with love to everybody. Anyone suffering from a mental health disability, you're not alone. I'm here. I'm sure there's others. Hopefully this video has inspired someone to be brave and know that their situation is not the end, that there is hope, and that someone who, even if you're not dealing with a disability, that you can help somebody and be a friend, be a loved one, be a guidance, be an angel. So thank you for watching, and I was hopefully my story, somewhat of my story. Believe me, I have a real story that a book will be coming out soon one day when I actually get a chance to sit down and write it. But I just wanted to give everybody a little glimpse of what goes on in my head and how it feels to be in my head and deal with a disability, and hope that I could inspire or touch someone's life. And hopefully I did. And again, feel free to reach out to me and let me know if you have any questions, concerns, or comments. Thank you for watching.